guys, Darren Miles with Darren Miles Photography based here in beautiful, sunny Southwest Florida. Today I want to introduce you to a really cool program that has helped me a lot with regard to my aerial images. And it's a program called Air Magic, and it's by Skylum, who also makes Luminar. Now before we get into this video, just so you know, this is a sponsored video. Skylum sent me this software in exchange for me to do this review, and there is a link to purchase it in the description below. I do a lot of real estate photography. I think many of you know that if you watch my channel for a while. And of course, as offerings expand, we get into aerial photography. Now, I am a licensed FAA drone or unmanned aerial vehicle pilot. I am licensed by the FAA to do this, just so everybody knows. But anyway, what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you how Air Magic gives you this really great starting point with an image. Right here on my screen is a picture taken with the DJI Phantom 4 Professional. And this is the raw file. You can see it right down here. It's the DNG file, digital negative file. I'm going to right click and I'm going to do edit in Air Magic. So it's going to go into Air Magic. And right away, Air Magic knows what camera this picture was taken with, and then will go in and will use an algorithm or whatever to give you the starting point. And you can see on the right hand side, it's a little bit oversaturated to me, but it's a really great starting point. The sky looks pretty good. There's a lot more detail up there. So I'm going to take this. I could tone it down a little bit, the edit button over here, and I could just go left, which kind of takes down that saturation a little bit. I'm just going to go up as high as I can to give myself a lot of saturation. Now, there are other options in here. For example, there's different looks that you can have, like different styles. You could have cinematic, which makes it look like this, which I don't care for at all. This, for real estate photography, this wouldn't work at all. Yeah, this other thing called Zephyr, that wouldn't work for me either. But if I go back to the standard profile, it's like I said, it's a little bit oversaturated. I'm going to take that down just a little bit. And really, that's it. This is kind of my starting point. So right here, I'm going to click on Done. It's going to round trip me back to Lightroom. And once I get into Lightroom, I'm going to make some more adjustments to this image. But I love the starting point. Again, to me, right off the bat, this is a little bit too saturated. So I'm going to take the saturation slider and I'm going to dial that back just a little bit. And then I'm going to raise my contrast. I'm going to bump up my blacks. Maybe I want the sky to be a little bit more blue. So if I go over to the luminance and saturation sliders down here under blue, saturate the blues just a little bit more, maybe darken them just a little bit, and it's still kind of bright to me here. So I'm going to take my highlights down just a little bit right here. And to me, that looks better. It still looks a little bit too saturated, so I'm just going to take the saturation down just another notch. But this grass here doesn't look all that green to me, so let's go down to the green sliders here in the color, and the hue, saturation, and luminance. And if we go to green, let me just darken the greens a little bit, and let me just saturate them just a little bit more. It's a little bit better. It's kind of dreamy, almost HDR-ish. I bump up the contrast, take down the... There we go. To me, this is, it's like I said, it's a good starting point, and utilizing Air Magic allows me to go back into Lightroom, make a couple of minor adjustments, and then off I go. I can export this file. It's perfectly usable. I found that with aerial imagery, typically with these smaller drones, the camera isn't all that big, the sensor isn't all that big, but I think the Phantom 4, by and large, does a pretty good job. And these are pretty sharp images. I might take down these highlights even just a little bit more, but again, the whole purpose of Air Magic to me is that it gives us a really great starting point to work with. So Air Magic, I think it's $39 from Skylum. You can go to skylum.com or just type in Air Magic by Skylum in Google, or you can click on the link down below and get a copy of the software. It's a nice plugin. I think it operates on its own as well. But again, the goal with this thing, if you do any sort of real estate photography, this will give you a really, really great, competent starting point to work with. So there you have it. That's Air Magic by Skylum. I'm Darren Miles with Darren Miles Photography, based here in beautiful, sunny Southwest Florida. If you like videos like this, go ahead and give me a like, or better yet, subscribe. And until the next time, happy shooting.